Girls, microphone here. Okay, no phone.
Iceland is the leading country in the world for gender equality. On the Gender Equality Index, Ireland stands 26th globally. Only 25% of seats in the Dáil are held by women. In the new cabinet, there are the same number of men named James as there are women, just 3. In 2024, the percentage of women in the Irish labour force was its highest ever, at 61.4%. But there was still almost 10% pay gap between men and women in Ireland. 10 times the number of spectators attended the men's Six Nations rugby matches in 2024 over the women's. 66% of Irish women complete their level education. However, in Afghanistan, 1.4 million girls are deliberately deprived of education. 1 in 3 women in Ireland have experienced physical or sexual violence at some point in their lives. 12 million girls in the world are married before the age of 18 each year. Yemen is the least gender equal country in the world, with only 4.1% of decision-making and managerial positions being held by women. I could go on and on. These stark statistics illustrate the ongoing global challenge of gender inequality. While progress has been made in some areas, the road to true gender equality remains long and complex. Thank you.
All right, look, I'm waiting here. Someone's up here from them. Do you want to go for it?
She drives just like a girl, grows just like them too. She fights just like a girl as well, she's just no match for you. She also runs just like a girl, and that's the way she plays. But when they say she's like a girl, I think they mean to say worse, somehow less, somehow slower, somehow weaker. They think that if she's like a girl, they'll easily defeat her. But girls will go to battle when they already are leading. And girls are great at throwing themselves upwards through glass ceilings. Girls are busy navigating progress, driving change, and girls are busy winning whilst we criticise their game. So tell her that she's like a girl. She may just prove you right. She may outplay, outlast you, win the race and win the fight. Because she's a driving force, fighting for her place in this world. And if you try to talk her down, she'll rise up.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our very special International Women's Day event. It's so good to see so much purple here today. We wish to welcome our brilliant guests who came to talk to us here today, our staff and of course students. We would like to thank everyone for giving up your time to join us here today. We promise to make it worth your while.
We are extremely grateful to have such inspirational guests with us to talk about their life experiences, what has influenced them, what challenges they have faced, and what career paths they have chosen. There is such a variety of different people to hear from, and even some past students of St. Antonis. So listen carefully, be on your very best behaviour.
We hope you leave here today feeling inspired and ambitious.
And that you really enjoy our event. Thank you.
What is the Student Council all about in our school? The Student Council in St. Antonis aims to be more than just a student group. Each year, students on the council form a tight-knit group, and aim to listen, advocate, and take action on behalf of each and every one of you. Our group this year is no different. We all have worked very hard behind the scenes to ensure that special occasions like today are marked within our school community. Voice is the Student Council's chosen word for this year, and it truly encompasses what the Student Council is all about. This role empowers students to raise their voice and put forward their ideas, which is an integral aspect of the positive relationship in this school between staff and students. We aspire to use our voices of leadership and representation in a positive way. The Student Council is all about fostering communication and collaboration within our school. We urge you to reflect on these values and how you can apply them to your own lives. Have you ever wondered why the Student Council marks International Women's Day? By marking International Women's Day, the Student Council can help to create discussions around women's rights, empowerment and gender equality. It's also a way for students to get involved in social causes such as fundraising. We aim to reinforce the message that there should be no glass ceiling for women in any career or area of life that they choose. We aim to support them and help you to build confidence in yourself. We also urge you to think critically about gender issues. It's also important that we don't forget about how hard the generations before us have worked so that we have the rights that sometimes we don't even think twice about. For example, being able to come to school every day and also having the opportunity to choose whichever career path we want. Today we should recognise how far women have come in society and also acknowledge what needs to be done in order to strive for gender equality.
Every year, the Student Council chooses a word that they think represents the message or purpose of International Women's Day. In the past, they've chosen words such as power, yarn and shine. After much brainstorming, negotiating and holding a democratic vote at the start of our year, this year's Student Council chose the word voice as our school's representative word for International Women's Day this year. This word represents our voices and opinions and those of the many women all around the world who do not, but should have a voice for themselves. It is a reminder to cherish and use our own voices for the greater good and to stand up for ourselves and each other. We also came up with a logo for voice which has great meaning. The colour purple represents International Women's Day, and the green colour embodies our school community here in St. Angela's College. The hands holding up a globe resemble women all around the world supporting each other, and the microphone is a symbol for the use of our voices to emphasise how we should choose to use our voices widely, and how heard we can be when we stand together in unity. The equal sign is included to reinforce the importance of equality in the world. Accelerate Action is the International Women's Day campaign theme for 2025. Remember to use your voice wisely and take action to bring about positive change. This morning, many of you will have signed your name on the letters shown behind me. We did this as a way to showcase the diversity of voices throughout our school's community. Each of you is a valuable and unique member of our school. We signed our names together to show the diversity of voices throughout our school. We have all signed our names in one voice to express our solidarity and unity as students of St. Angela's College. This is what the Student Council aims to emphasise each year on International Women's Day. An important voice in our school is, of course, our head girl. Elizabeth is not only the leading voice of the 48 Student Council members, but also the 600 student voices in our school. I believe we are extremely lucky to be given the privilege and opportunity to have a link between students and staff in this school, and our head girl helps to make this possible. I'd now like to welcome our head girl, Elizabeth Berkeley. Good morning, everyone. I'm very flattered by that description there. I don't know if I completely deserve it, but I'm going to do my best now. Today as your head girl, I have the honour of welcoming you all to our beautiful school to celebrate International Women's Day. This is a momentous event in our school calendar, and I would especially like to welcome our inspirational speakers who the Student Council has invited to speak to you. I am sure they have lots to teach us as strong, independent women out in the world, so make sure you give them their full attention. International Women's Day traditionally is marked on the 8th of March and is a global day of celebration. It focuses on the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women all over the world and the developments that humanity has made towards reaching true equality. As an institution dedicated to the education of young women, St. Angela's College chooses to mark this day with a commemoration of the amazing women who have walked these halls, paving the way for thousands to grace this building in the future. This yearly event is organised by our Student Council, a group of 48 diligent young women, and of course their guiding light is Gallagher, who dedicate themselves to bettering our school community. This aspect of community is celebrated through many ways in our school. For example, this week, under the guidance of Miss Shannon, we celebrated Michaela Day, another very important and symbolic event in our school calendar. Today we are incredibly fortunate to live in a society where every woman here has the freedom to learn, to grow and to carve her own path. The freedom to dream boldly, to work and to thrive independently, to love and support herself as she moves through life with confidence and purpose. But let us never forget that this freedom was not given, it was fought for. It was won by the unshakable courage of the suffragettes who stood unyieldingly in their pursuit of equality. It was carved into history by the brilliance of women like Marie Curie, who redefined science, Katherine Johnson, whose genius helped launch humanity into space, and Countess Markievicz, who shattered barriers, becoming a revolutionary leader here in Ireland. And still today, the fight continues. The voices of Malala fighting for the education of young women, Greta Thunberg demanding justice for our planet, and Serena Williams, who redefines excellence in sport. They all remind us that progress never stops. It is fueled by those who dare to stand up and lead. Every woman's success is a beacon for another, may it be through revolutionary innovations or the small battles that women face every day. Their courage teaches us that fighting gender equality in the world is not just an act that benefits women of today, it benefits future generations. Let us as students carry forward this legacy, not just for ourselves, but for every woman yet to come in our footsteps. This year's International Women's Day theme, as we have heard, is Accelerate Action. It focuses on amplifying the goals of these great women that I've mentioned and advancing through the remaining obstacles to equality. At the current rate of progress, it is estimated that there will be not true defined gender equality until 2158. That's a whole 5 generations from now. Now, I'm not sure about everyone here today, but that's not quite fast enough for me. The world is calling for increased momentum and urgency in addressing the barriers and bias that women face every day, both in our personal lives and our professional pursuits. While there have been decades of change and innovation, we are not yet finished. The only way progress can be achieved is if we all work together, not just a few, but everybody here, men and women alike. The rise of feminism is not about the fall of men, just as feminism is not about female superiority. Feminism as a word is so often manipulated and misunderstood in our present. It is not something to be embarrassed of or wary of, but by definition it is the belief in total equality for all. It is not about rivalry, but is an aim that everybody can reach for together. We must support and fight for each other regardless of race, religion or gender. We must look past these things that box and separate us and instead focus on what unites us. A shared love for the planet we live on and a desire for a future where everyone is valued the same. We invite you now to reflect on how you use your own voice in the world as you listen to these amazing women, and how you can accelerate and continue the goals of the strong feminists in history within your own life. We wish for you all to think about how we treat each other as well, as our fellow women, and strive to create a world and a school community where everyone feels safe, accepted, and empowered to achieve their dreams. Thank you very much for listening.